This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
Weekend greetings, everybody, and welcome to Overtime, your Saturday sports remedy to these dog days of summer, at least for another week, after which we take our annual hiatus and return to full-tilt 30-minute weekend coverage just in time for the high school football season to begin. And for those of you already jonesing for a football fix, a not-so-subtle reminder that we are now just 6 days away from the 9th annual KHQA Do or Die Football All-Star Game, which is Friday, 6 p.m. in Hannibal. Tickets on sale now at connecttristates.com. Now, we'll dive headlong into starting on that Monday night. In the interim, there was plenty to distract us on tap this weekend, including some old-timey baseball fun right here in the Gem City. The Gems and Sliders going at it in Prospect League play tonight, and a big night for Jake Powers, who was really good out of the gate. A couple of Ks in the first inning to get things going as he got off to the scoreless start in this one, and then he got a little bit of a help from his offense, courtesy of Brian Nibalski. Would have himself a big day at the plate. 3 hits, including his team's first home run of the season. This right here, a single to right to score the pride of Jacksonville, Illinois, the former Crimson, Caleb Powell. That makes it 1-0. Powers pitching from a position of power on top with the lead in this one, and that lead in the bottom of the fourth would grow for the Gems. Stuart Levy right here, doubling to deep left field. Nick Rossetti is going to score at that point. Makes it a 2-0 lead tonight. That's all Mr. Powers would need. He and 3 relievers from the Gems would combine on the complete game shutout, with Mr. Powers going 5 1/3 to help power the way to victory. The Gems get the victory tonight by the final count in this one of 4-0. The Hannibal Cavemen back at home tonight, taking on the Terre Haute Rex in this one. And the Rex would strike first. Rex in effects right here as Khalik May scores on the Atlee Schwab double to put the Rex on top 1-0 at that point. It was later 2-0 Rex in this game in the top of the fourth when Jake Mangler going to do his thing, a little mango defense right here. The diving outstretched catch in center field to give the Cavemen a bit of momentum in the bottom half of the frame. Still 2-0 Rex in this one. How about Michael Duarte right here with a single to left field to score Damon Waller and Mattingly Romanen to tie the game up at 2 apiece. Unfortunately for the Cavemen, that was the sum total of their efforts tonight. Couldn't get any closer. They end up losing tonight. Tough decision down the stretch. 5-4 was your final. Some local baseball scores to pass along to you tonight. The Keokuk Chiefs up playing a tournament today up against Iowa Mennonite to start. Logan Eichert, huge in the first game with a pair of home runs and a couple of RBIs in this game. He had 9 RBIs on the day, split between 2 games. The second game, taking on Highland, Keokuk would win that one, bouncing back and win that one 15-7. As I mentioned, big day for Logan Eichert, who had those 5 RBIs in game number 2 as well. The Quincy American Legion team on the road today at Sedalia, by virtue of a very good win over a very good Fulton Legion club, 4-3 tonight. Post 37 will play for 3rd place over in Sedalia coming up tomorrow. More Legion fun today. Quincy taking on Clark County up in Cahokia. Clark County's Caleb Stump is going to make one of the catches of the year right here, coming up out in left field, diving into foul territory. And this, my friends, is just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful catch for that young man, certainly worth another look, or maybe more, in overtime as things transpire. Look at Mr. Stump going after it and getting the full extension stretch and a little bit of contortion to add to the fun at the end of it. Quincy's Dan Bearden, though, was good on the hill, keeping Clark County at bay all day long. Beautiful off-speed delivery right here for the strikeout to end the 3rd inning. Top of the 4th, Elliott Brittle at the plate. He's going to chop this single to right to put Quincy up, as Tanner Marshall is going to come home to score in this one. More good defense, though, from Clark County coming. You saw earlier the offering from Caleb Stump. This time it's going to be Cyrus Phillips at shortstop, trying to negate any further uprising from Quincy. You will watch him make the good stab deep in the hole and come up with a throw to second base to get the out at that point. But Quincy just too powerful in this game. Landon Brown going to step to the plate, going to find his spot of relief right here out in right field. The ball's going to fall nicely. Gage Mast will score. Quincy goes on to win this 14-0 in 7 innings. But while we're on the subject, interestingly enough, today's highlights serve as a sneak peek into the Diamond future in Cahokia as Ross Green looks ahead to Clark County's newest high school athletic edition.
It's an honor, really, to be able to represent our school. And, obviously in Clark County, football is a big deal. But I'm just glad that baseball is finally going to be able to show off the ability we have here in Clark County. And there's lots of talent here in Clark County that a lot of people don't realize.
It's been a considerably lengthy preseason, but Clark County baseball is finally on the horizon.
When we first started out doing baseball, we all had to come together as a team and play hard, and now we get the chance to play in high school now. And we all get to come together and show everybody what all we're made of.
Though many of the future team's players have been together since their T-ball days, this group acknowledges that there are still strides to be made before opening day next spring. But that fact won't dampen their spirits in the least.
We're all really excited. Being able to be the first ones to build this team up will be big too, because we'll be setting the name for the years after us. It's more excitement than anything because we all want to make it really far in baseball, who really wants to play and hopefully make it to state.
You heard right. These guys already have their eye on the biggest hardware, and why shouldn't they? The team's overriding optimism is a good start towards checking off several of next year's to-dos. This is the chance they've been waiting for, the chance to finally play ball.
Team goals would mainly be state and everybody work together and get better as a team.
We really want to have a winning season. Our first season is a really big deal, and we'd like to beat Memphis, obviously, because they're some of our big rivals. But, I really think, us having a winning season our first year would be a really big accomplishment. I really think just coming together as a team, is a big deal. And once we get, clicking, I think we'll be pretty good.
Take very long for anyone to acknowledge the Clark County-Scotland County rivalry, even if it's just starting in baseball this season. Good to see Clark County going to get ready to go up and lace it up and play some baseball on the diamond. Hey, we've got a basketball score to pass along for you tonight. IBCA Girls All-State All-Star Game. The South squad, which featured Quincy Notre Dame's Cassidy Gengenbacher, a winner over the North squad, 83-69. Not many details available on this game, but we can tell you that Miss Cassidy won the leadership award for the South squad tonight, so congratulations to her. The Licking Volleyball Camp Tournament hit town today in the city of Quincy, and that meant we had good volleyball to be played right here in the middle of summer, including a showdown in pool play today between Hannibal High School and Quincy High School. A couple of teams undergoing some radical facelifts in terms of personnel, but Melanie Blaze is back for the Hannibal Pirates, and she shows you the lost art of subtlety here with the kill. Meanwhile, at the other end of things, it's time for Monica Bumbury to do what she does. Dominate the middle of the net there with the easy block for her team. Back the other direction, though. Hannibal going to answer. Gabby Wiley with the ace right here, serving that up and getting that done. The answers come back and forth in game number one as Quincy High, the Blue Devils, would dominate. It's the sophomore to be, Katie Heining, with a nice piece of defensive work at the net right here to give her team the win in game number one. Game number two, all about Quincy High School in this one, as Monica Bumbury going to get up to get down. She threw down a bunch of these today, already in mid-season form in the middle of summer. That's nice to see. Melanie Blaze trying to answer back for Hannibal. Game number two much closer in this one, but in the end, the Blue Devils would end up pulling off a 2-0 victory, courtesy of Miss Monica Bumbury, who will end our highlights with a proper bit of emphatic punctuation for you, if you will. Again, Quincy High School winning 2-0. Meanwhile, let's talk a little football. All week long, we've been running a poll on our Facebook page, trying to get you ready for the high school football season ahead this fall. We've been asking who you think will be the best returning wide receiver in all of the Tri-States next season. We took your answers, and your current leader and your final leader as of Wednesday, Jordan Nutt out of Palmyra, your top choice. But it was a Northeast Missouri sweep in the category. Royce Poor, the outstanding tight end / wide receiver from Knox County, who was a first-team all-conference pick in the Tri-Rivers, came in number 2. Chandler Blackwell, who might be the biggest, most imposing wide receiver in the area from Centralia, came in number 3. And then Kyle Fulton from Monroe City, again, makes it a Show Me State sweep in this poll with the number 4 position. You can go online to our Facebook page right now and vote for the best offensive lineman. No, check that, best defensive lineman in the area right now. That's up on our website, so go vote early and often, and we'll announce the winner of that coming up next Saturday right here on Overtime. And when we come back, we will explain how the family that runs together stays together.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar, brought to you by Con Communications.
And And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. Just before the oppressive heat and humidity could set in, the most intrepid, talented, and gnat-resistant competitive and recreational runners and walkers from across the Tri-States gathered at Quincy Notre Dame for the annual Raider Classic. It's not the Raider Classic unless it starts off with Kevin Reed's cannon shot. My goodness, over 250 runners and walkers involved in this event. They say those who can't teach. Well, that couldn't be more wrong in this particular case, as we had coaches winning big today. Matt Chance, who owns both the 5K and 10K event records in this meet, ends up today winning the 5K yet again. His time 17:48, and he was just darn good, ahead of everybody today by more than a minute. Your second place finisher, his own Bobcat runner, Philip Lageman, 16 years old, in at 18:56. Then a big battle for third as Hannibal's Edward Gregg slips past Stephen Muschholt at the wire, third and fourth respectively. Women's 5K winner was Emily Mock, who you see here coming in from Warrenton, Missouri. Good time for her today. Despite the impressive stifling humidity, she came in at a very respectable 20:43. Behind her, the 12-year-old Caitlin Robbins finishing second. She's from Liberty, which is like being a marathoner from Kenya. If you're from Liberty, you can flat run distances. Meanwhile, Ellie Pinzarano right here from Rockford, Illinois, finishes third. And then another local contingent of 14-year-olds, Carly Garnett from Carthage, finishes fourth. And Caitlin Obert, again from Liberty, finishes fifth. So good stuff by those young ladies. Let's jump it up a notch to the 10K, where like clockwork, Jared Schmidt, the coach at Liberty for cross country. I said, good day for coaches. Finishes 37:50. He runs 37 minutes every year in this. Blew away the field by a good 7 minutes in this one. Speaking of the guy who was behind him in the 10K, that's Ryan Kapner of Quincy, finishing at a time of 44:02. Then Jonah Peter here of Liberty, third at a time of 44:17. Race walking, your women's champ, Julie Hayes, who beat everybody, men's and women's today, at a time of 40:36. Her her pace, I should say, today out of Kahoka as a time of 13:04. Plenty of good stuff today as well. Connor Brosh, you see the youngster just diving into it, throwing down with all the big guys today. Good stuff from him. And there's our man, the mayor of Quincy, if you will, or the unofficial mayor of Quincy, the beloved Ray Heilman, shaking hands and kissing babies on his way in. He won the race walk today at a time of 41:36 on the men's side. Says he even shaved his legs for us. Thanks to that for Ray for doing that for us. We really like it when he takes care of us that way. Fun run, a lot of fun today as well, as the young kids just absolutely booking it today in the mile. No results called in on that one. Good stuff nevertheless. We'll leave you with those shots and show you the young kids really getting after it. Fitness, my friends, is a lifestyle, and obviously these kids are embracing it. Well, perhaps the most salient takeaway from today's event was this, that the family that runs together stays fit together.
Granted, they are more recognizable as the first family of Tri-State Wrestling, and the brothers Lucy are undeniably holy terrors on the mat, top 5 state finishers in their respective weight classes. Today, however, Will and Jack traded their singlets for sneakers, and a different kind of competition altogether at the Raider Classic, one which comes with a crossover agenda.
I just want to be in the best shape that I can be so that come time for the third period, I know in my heart that I can just outwork everybody on the mat.
Wrestling involves a lot of stamina, and of course running is the best way to do that. So I just try to run in the off season, do as much working out as I can to build up my stamina for the upcoming wrestling season.
When you add the competition to it, it just hypes it up even more.
That's definitely competitive against all the other people that I'm running against, but I just try to focus on getting better for the upcoming wrestling season. That's pretty much the main focus for me, but it is competitive as well.
Fierce and tenacious as they may well be, the brothers Lucy fully concede that there was one competitor in today's running field who intimidates them on the road far more than any grappler they've ever faced. That would be Mom.
I've seen your mom at wrestling meets, and she's got more energy than anybody in the stands combined. At a 10K, do either of you have a prayer of matching up with her?
No, not a chance.
Not even a little bit.
Not a chance. She's the best at what she does, in my opinion.
But it's far less subjective than that. Jennifer Lucy scored the equivalent of a tech fall victory in blowing away the field in today's 10K women's division. And what makes her story all the more inspiring is that she is the epitome of a self-made champion.
A few years ago, I just wanted to get healthy, and so I just started running, and I could really run no more than a half a mile, and I'd walk and run and mix it up, and I just kept adding mileage, and I think my first race was here in Quincy at the Bridge the Gap to Health, and I just fell in love with it and just kept going from there.
Her running is just the same as our wrestling. It's pretty much her life. She does it every day. And I love her. It's her thing, and I'm proud of her for it.
She gets to see us compete at our best, and we get to see her compete at our best, and we really love her for it.
All three of my kids inspire me. My daughter runs track, and my boys wrestle, and a lot of times when I think maybe walking would be easier, I just think of them, and I just keep going because I know how much they push and how much they train, and so I'm just really proud of them, and I just, keep running.
All four of you are running. You come over that hill, and the three of them are standing there going, "Hey, Mom," that has to be really inspiring.
Yes, it does. I love my kids, and they just really cheer me on, and I really love to cheer on them, and so we're just happy to be here.
And who knows, maybe next year the Raider Classic will feature a full quorum of Lucy family runners. Maybe.
The most important question of the day, where's Dad?
He's working on the farm. We're pretty busy on the farm, so that's what he's doing right now.
But he'd be here otherwise running, wouldn't he?
Maybe.
Steve had to work, and he's probably baling hay.
This wouldn't be his thing, would it? Or
No, Steve's he is great support.
Fun stuff today out there at the Raider Classic. By the way, if you think Miss Lucy is a great runner, you should see her go nuts and almost come out of her skin at wrestling events. It's kind of fun to watch her. So great entertainment while the boys are wrestling as well. Well, time now for another ever-growing addition to our mega list of May and June nominees for the Con Communication Connection of the Mega Month. We're going to end our overtime run with a flourish, something akin to a dozen nominees, and you get to vote for the winner and grand champion of them all. And if you vote for your favorite nominee on the website next week, you become eligible to win a prize package from Con Communications. Hey, we had a big one today, and it was a real easy choice in a slow week. I'll tell you what, Caleb Stump might have won it in any week. Look at the contortion and the stretch on this catch today in Legion Ball against Quincy. Again, Caleb Stump absolutely getting it done today. Congratulations to him, your winner, your nominee, I should say, for your latest nominee, I should say, for your Con Communications Connection for the month of June. Well, another year of the Pepsi Titan Little Peoples has come and went, and with it a plethora of amazing shots and some chuckle-inducing moments as well. Tonight we take one last look back at the best junior golfers in the entire world, including a young man who came up with a rather creative solution to battling those dastardly turtleback greens at the Knights of Columbus Par 3 course. And we leave you with a little Zach Burry championship style. Your first Quincy homegrown champ on the boys' side since Luke Guthrie in 2005.